What's up guys, Hitmanblood here with TGN.TV, and in today's video I'm going to be making a Hunter's Marksman guide for you guys. This is PvE, not PvP, so hopefully you will enjoy this one. Little off topic here, I fully appreciate all the support and feedback I have been getting on my previous videos. I know I know you guys have been making some nice jokes about the Resto Paladin thing. I made that little intro thing a little later on outside of the arena, so it was in the morning. I made a mistake, whatever. I'm surprised you guys didn't know about the legendary Resto Paladin and the Resto Mage. I have a Resto Mage on my channel. It's pretty funny video, but other than that, let's get this started. First off, you guys are gonna hate me for this, but I have changed scenes. This is not in Stormwind, so it's probably gonna be even more boring, so you don't have people helping you guys not be distracted from the awesome dwarfness that we call Hitman. So I'm gonna make this video a little shorter. I don't want it to be as long as the previous PvP Beast Mastery guide. Let's just go over the main core talents as a marksman hunter. The first one is going to be efficiency. This reduces the cost of your arcane shot, explosive shot, and chimera shot. This is going to apply to only chimera and arcane. These are your two main damaging abilities outside of steady shot and aim shot. Arcane's more of a filler shot, so it's not as important. Next ability we're going to talk about is, or talent, excuse me, is improved steady shot. When you steady shot twice in a row, your range attack speed will be increased by 15%. Let me show you guys that right here. I just fired off a chimera shot, you ignore that. Fire off 2 steady shots, and right here you'll see the buff. That is a 15% increased range speed. So right here I have 1.62 second cast steady shot. Now if I go back and mouse over it, it's 1.86 seconds. The improved steady shot allows me to get to a haste plateau where I can continue to be at the haste cap without having to reforge and gem for haste. So this brings those faster steady shots and all that. So it just brings out more DPS and faster Master Marksman procs. Careful aim. This is the bread and butter of your DPS. You're going to want to take 2 points into this. Why? Because this allows your steady shots and your aim shots to hit like a truck when your target's above 80%. This is where I'm going to go over the aim shot phase. Next important talent is piercing shots. Piercing shots puts bleeds. It's going to be pretty much a lot of your damage over the course of the fight. Puts a bleed for 30% of the damage dealt over 8 seconds. This is when you crit with aimed or steady or chimera. This is excellent, and it's going to be doing a majority of your talents. I'm expecting concussive barrage because why? Only because I was kiting the ads for our team on Magma, and this was helping out a little. But instead of concussive barrage, you're going to want to take 2 points into termination. You're going to want to take 2 points in termination because of the termination DPS you get. And you're going to want to ignore the 2 points in concussive barrage unless you're on kite duty or something like that. I don't take silencing shot because I'm not PvPing as a marksman hunter. And it's really 20-second cooldown. There's so many classes that bring it towards the table, and you can just have them use their kick or pummel, whatever they have, instead of your silencing shot. 2-shot aura. It increases the attack power of your party and raid members by 100 yards by 10%. This is a nice attack power increase, though it is also debatable with silent shot just because so many classes bring this to the table. The chances of you not having a DK or a paladin in your group are pretty low nowadays, but in my raid situation it's pretty sparse, so we don't know what's going on with that, so I just take it anyway. Also because when you do a dungeon finder, you might not have those classes, so it's a safe talent to get. It's not something you don't have to get. You could get silencing shot instead of true shot aura, or just take true shot aura. There's a couple more talents you could put it in there, but that's what I would get. Chimera shot and Master Marksman. This just gives you a chance after you have reached 5 stacks to get an instant aim shot. This is your #1 priority to fire off once you get it, because it only gives you 10 seconds to fire it off, and you could probably not pay attention and lose it. Chimera shot, your main damaging ability in this spec, is going to be doing a lot of your damage, and it also heals you 5%, so it can make it a little easier on your healers. Readiness just reduces the cooldown back to 0, and you can use everything over again once you activate it. So I can in turn use a deterrence right now, activate readiness, and do another deterrence. You will see me do that in this video right now. There you see deterrence is up. right when this deterrence cooldown goes away, I'm going to pop my readiness. Deterrence again. That's effectively a 10-second deterrence. I could also use 2 disengages. But since I already popped readiness, that's not going to happen. There you see that little speed increase I had was from the pot haste talent. This reduces the cooldown of rapid fire and increases your movement speed by 30% for 4 seconds after you disengage. So, great talent. Spec 3 points into pathing. It depends on your haste situation, but 3 points is a safe bet. I would go then into 1 with nature just because of the attack power bonus and how much they increased aspect of the hawk by nowadays. So, now we're going to go over glyphs. Glyphs you're going to want to have as a marksman hunter are going to be Arcane Shot. Why Arcane Shot? Because you're going to be using this attack as a filler. If you see yourself not using Arcane Shot, or you're having trouble getting them off, I would switch out Glyph of Arcane Shot for Glyph of Rapid Fire, just because you can get that extra haste out. Or if you choose Glyph of Kill Shot. Kill Shot also a good choice. I'd choose not to use Kill Shot just because the next glyph I'm going to go over is Glyph of Steady Shot. I see it as the extra damage from Steady Shot over the course of the fight adds up to more than the kill shots you're going to be getting from that extra kill shot. Glyph of Chimera Shot, also debatable. It depends on your latency. If you have a good latency, my latency is 238, 102 ms home. It's not bad. It's probably bad today though. It's better in certain times. If you have a bad latency, you're getting into the yellow, you're in the red, you should not be taking this glyph. Or if you're having trouble getting off your Chimera Shots right away. So these are going to be your basic prime glyphs. Like I said, if you're lagging, you do not want to get Chimera Shot. You could switch it out for Aim Shot or Rapid Fire. The only glyphs you're probably going to use are Steady Shot, Kill Shot, Rapid Fire, Arcane Shot, Chimera. There's everything except Serpent Sting, Explosive Shot, Dazzled Prey, and Kill Command. Those are going to be your prime glyphs. You need to experiment, but the ones I'm using are pretty optimal. I would suggest you use these if you have a good connection. Now we're going to go on to major glyphs. I would highly suggest Disengage so you can get away from things that much quicker. Master's Call, you could switch this out for Trap Launcher. I don't have the glyph yet. I'm an idiot. I need to do that, but you should be using Trap Launcher instead of Master's Call. These are more towards PvP. You know, like I said, I switch out my glyphs all the time, so I need to get a set focus down on them. But other than that, you could probably use a Glyph of Mending if you have problems with your pet dying, but these are pretty generic. For minor glyphs, it's pretty simple. Feign Death, Mend Pet, Revive Pet. These are the only minor glyphs you're going to want to use. For macros, there's not much macros you're going to want to use except maybe a Trap Launcher, Ice Trap macro. I do not have that, as it's not really necessary, as I can just drop it to my feet. The only macros I have are just macros I have left over from PvP. There are such things as aspect switching. I went over that in my PvP video. You can go check that out. It's on the TGN video list. Now let's go over rotation. First off, you're going to want to fire off a... By the way, I've had a couple questions of you guys asking what are these flashing lights. This is an add-on called Spell Flash. I don't really use this all the time. I just use it more for video purposes. It gets sometimes annoying because it overwrites your default Blizzard Shining proc, so I don't know. It's up to you. This add-on right here, it's semi-see-through. It's going to pop up during the fight. It's called JS Hunter Bar. First off, you're going to want to fire off a Serpent Sting. Next, you're going to want to fire off a Chimera Shot. Then, you're going to want to fire off a Steady Shot twice in a row. And then fire off your Aim Shot twice. Then you're going to want to fire off a... I don't have any focus for this because I'm wasting my time. But you're essentially going to want to fire off Chimera Shot whenever you can, just to refresh Serpent Sting. The thing is, you're only going to want to fire off Chimera Shot when the Serpent Sting is about to fall off. This only applies when the boss is above 80% for the Careful Aim talent. If at all possible during the fight, you want to make sure whenever you fire off a Steady Shot, you have the room to fire off a second one. Aspect dancing is highly important. You want to make sure you have a macro for this. You're going to be wanting switching macros on the fly. You're going to want to cast your steady shots on the move. You're going to want to switch the box right here and continue casting it. You know, so it's highly suggested that you have that macro. I can show you that macro right here real quick. Let's see if I can find it. Hitmanblood specific. Where is it? There we go. Hawk. You can pause the video right now. Hopefully you paused the video and you got a good look at it, possibly copied it, and this just allows you to press one button and it switches you between Fox and aspect of the Hawk. I have it at Fox first because you're most likely going to be in Hawk already, so that's pretty good in helping you get those steady shots in heavy movement fights, because it's essential to get that Cobra shot off, because a dead hunter is a 0 DPS hunter. I may have forgotten to mention this, but Hunter's Mark always needs to be applied, though you do get the Mark for Death for getting off a Chimera shot and Arcane shot, but still, you're going to want to make sure Hunter's Mark is applied. It only takes like one global. I know that could be a difference in a couple hundred DPS, but still, it's the start of the fight. You should have been on the boss before you pulled. Other than that, if you are an engineer, I would suggest you get the Synapse Spring, as it increases your intellect, agility, or strength by 480. This applies to multiple classes, so this is very good. Very, very good. Also, you blow your rapid fire at the start, activate your trinkets or any engineering abilities or whatever profession you have. Pop a readiness, this ability right here, and then once the first rapid fire is up, activate rapid fire again. This will only be on fights where you know you can get the full benefit of casting aim shots and steady shots. If you're in a heavy movement fight, you're gonna try to want to save your rapid fires, because it's not really gonna help you out except your auto shots, which you're getting off. The mastery bonus from being a marksman hunter is mastery wild quiver. This is gonna be a lot of higher part of your rotation, where it's going to be doing a lot of damage for you, as it's going to shoot off an extra shot, which does a nice amount of damage. So you're going to be doing a lot of bleeds, a lot of extra shot damage. Auto shot's pretty much going to be your #1 damaging ability during this fight. Other than that, hopefully this was informative. It's probably a long ass video like the Beast Mastery was. So I am going to show you guys what this looks like in action with recounts, and show you what I can pull in fairly okay gear. I'm not in the best in slot gear, but you know, it's better than nothing. Since this gives you extra crit, you're gonna be firing off as much steady shots and aim shots as possible during this fight. So what you're gonna want to do is just fire off a Serpent Sting, a Chimera shot right off the bat, and just, you know, hit steady shots twice in a row, and fire off your aim shot whenever you have the minimal focus for it, which is 50 focus. So you just want to get off as much aim shots as possible. When the boss is under 80%, what you're gonna want to do is fire off a Serpent Sting. It should be already up since you've been keeping it up for the whole fight. So the basic rotation of a boss under level 80% health, so that careful aim talent is no longer in effect, is Serpent Sting, Chimera shot, steady shot up to 5 times, then Chimera shot the second it's off cooldown. Essentially, you're going to want to fire a Chimera shot every single time it's off cooldown. If you can get Chimera shot fired every single time it's off cooldown, you're going to be seeing a nice increase in your DPS, since Chimera shot is a pretty good ability. During the phase where the boss is under 80%, you're not going to want to use aim shot at all, except under haste effects such as rapid fire, hysteria, and or heroism. If you have heroism or anything like that, then you can continue with the strategy when the boss is above 80%, where you fire off the 2 steady shots and get off aim shot. For whenever you have a speed bonus from readiness or rapid fire or heroism, you do not want to worry about refreshing your Serpent Sting. You just want to continue to fire off as much aim shots as you can during this phase, so you can maximize your crits and damage you're getting from it. Because with heroism up and rapid fire up, your aim shots are going to be less than a base steady shot cast time. So it's going to be a pretty fast cast, hits pretty hard, nice bonus to your damage, and I would highly suggest that you use this rotation. It's the optimal rotation that pretty much everybody uses. Now we're gonna talk about the termination phase. I don't have the talent because, like I said, I'd spec'd out of it so I could get the concussive barrage for kiting the ads. But if you have 2 points in termination, which you should, when the boss is at 25%, your steady shots are going to be granting that much more focus. I believe it's 4. I can go back and check. Excuse me, 6. It's 6 focus once you have 2 points into it. If you have 2 points, it's going to grant 6 extra focus. That's pretty much double of what it's already doing. This allows you to get focus so much faster, and what this means is you're going to be just firing Arcane Shot more for filler shots. You're not going to be using Arcane Shot too much during the fight, as you're going to be firing off Chimera Shot and aim shots whenever you can. But especially during the phase where you have so much extra focus from steady shots, you're going to want to fire off Arcane Shots. You know, I don't at PvE as much as I do PvP, but like I said, I'm going to show you what a average gear hunter, not full epics, can pull out. Alright, I'm back, and I got my recount open. I'm just going to show you guys what kind of burst a Marksman Hunter can have. Self-buff, no flask, no anything, nothing like that. My pet doesn't even have the agility buff, so it's just going to be a plain pet. I'm going to do this and show you guys over a minute and how much DPS a hunter like average geared. I don't really have the best gear, but I'll show you guys. I got a couple epics, but that's about it, mostly blues. So I'll show you guys what I can do. Alright, here we go. What you want to do is make sure you get your aim shots off, get those improved steady shots. My rapid fire is about to fall off. I'm going to fire off Chimera Shot, reapply it, hit a rapid fire again. And as you can see, I'm doing around 21k. I'm getting a little higher, you know, it's fluctuating between 21, 22k. Let's see how long I can stay up here for the minute. I noticed I forgot to bring the timer up, but we can guesstimate just because I went through 2 rapid fires. And we're going to continue for a couple more seconds. Here I fire off another Chimera Shot, get 2 more steadies up. So there you see, I'm doing a good 20 plus K DPS. I want to say that was a minute, could be more, could be less. Let's get that last aim shot off. Boom, 39k. Let's call it 40k crit. These numbers are pretty much fluctuated because of the talent, careful aim. You know, it's gonna vary against a boss, but pretty much you can expect a high DPS at the start, especially with raid buffs, flask, proper buffs. Marksman is a highly buff dependent class. I was hitting around 28k on Bared and Hold earlier today. That is insane. It was 10 men. I had a couple buffs. I had the right pet on me, so you can expect to do a lot of damage as Marksman. Unlike Survival, Marksman scales well with gear, especially ranged weapons. You see, you're like, oh my god, Hitman, why are you using a vicious gun? Why PvP fail? You suck. No. Why am I using this? Because Marksman, unlike Survival, actually, all the hunter specs, ranged weapon damage is, I want to say, a huge upgrade over agility compared to stat priorities. Even the strength gun, the 359 strength gun, is better than the heroic guns. That thing doesn't have any agility, crit, it just has strength and all that stamina on it, and parry and expertise, yet its range attack damage makes it better than a heroic gun or bow you get from a dungeon that has the optimal haste, critical, strike, mastery, and agility on it. It's just that the range damage makes it better. The thing is, with this gun, is it was a complete upgrade over my bow, if I can find it really quick for you guys. There we go. If you look at it, 95 agility. This one has a good 107. This one has 143 stamina. This one has 161 stamina. Doesn't matter. Crit 68. Pretty much this is an overall upgrade. Does have resilience, but it was still a huge upgrade, especially for Marksman, since most of our damage is physical. I really appreciate everybody's feedback. If you can thumbs up this video, I really like the thumbs up, you know. It motivates me to continue to make videos for you guys. I know I'm not the best director. I'm not the best hunter in the world. I'm not even close. But, you know, I try my best. I try to entertain you guys. I try to give you accurate information, you know. I do make mistakes. I do, you know, I do stuff like Resto Paladin in my videos, but you know, that's how I am. That's who I am. And like I said, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Here's a link to my channel. It will also be in the description if you want to check me out. I'm gonna have a macro video, things like that. If you want to go check me out, subscribe to me. Help me hit 1,000. No, yeah, I'm not gonna. Anyways, I'm just joking. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. It's Hitmanblood with TGN.TV. Until next time.